Todd Bodine got a piece of it, and I believe Christian Fittipaldi did also.
Man, oh man.
Well, that took 6 laps. And that'd be the second car of the weekend for Steve Park, who had a practice crash here on Friday, yesterday. Okay, let's see who should be mad here.
Well, we see Todd Bodine, the 54 car, and looks like Jeff Green gets in the back of the 30. Jeff Green in the 1 gets in the back of Steve Park, and up the hill he goes. Into the wall, and Kyle Petty.
I think Todd is going to get into Kyle here, trying to avoid Steve Park. Yeah. Locked him up, got bumped by Casey Mears, clunk. So that didn't take long. The first angry drivers of the night have been found here at Bristol.
Hope you're enjoying the race. Welcome back inside the Sports Center newsroom. I'm Dan O'Toole, getting set for the next edition of Sports Center, coming your way immediately following NASCAR. Here's some of the stories that were following for that very edition. Bobby Bonds, father of San Francisco Giants outfielder Barry Bonds, has died at the age of 57. Bobby Bonds had been ill for nearly a year with a brain tumor and lung cancer. He was at Pac Bell Park as recently as Wednesday night watching his superstar son and the San Francisco Giants. He died shortly before 9 a.m. Pacific time at his home. Jays and A's, as seen here on TSN, Oakland blew open the game of the 6th, scoring 6 runs, leading them to an 11-5 win. Alex Tagliani posted the fastest lap in qualifying at the Molson Indy Montreal to grab the pole position in his hometown race. It is Tag's 5th career pole. Champ Car Series leader Paul Tracy start from the 8th spot. And also in basketball, Canada defeated Uruguay 90-84 at the America's Olympic qualifying tournament. Details coming on SportsCenter after the race.
Want relief from itchy, burning feet? Try Gold Bond medicated foot powder. Triple action Gold Bond foot powder puts out the fire. Helps relieve foot itch fast, absorbs moisture, and kills foot odor. Gold Bond foot powder. Medicated relief for your feet.
You and your shortcuts. I'm asking this guy. Hey, buddy.
Hey, look. Bubba.
Hey, Bubba. We're waiting. Real nice truck you got there. Hi, sir. Hey, how do we get back to the highway from here? Right. Thanks, Junior.
There's no better feeling than that of a job well done. And nothing helps you do the job better than Fram.
I've got the power!
Energizer Max. Now with the power inside to keep you going. And then some. Do you have the bunny inside?
The toughest ticket in NASCAR. Bristol Motor Speedway for the night race. Under caution early after a multi-car crash. Here's our Wendy's race menu. The Southern 500 next Sunday. NBC 12:30 Eastern Time from Darlington Raceway. That'll be a good one. Remember the finish there in the spring between Kurt Busch and Ricky Craven? See some more of that excitement next weekend. Then it's on to Richmond, New Hampshire, and Dover as we cover the race for the championship on NBC and TNT. Marty.
Well, Todd, this is a little early even for Bristol. What happened?
Typical Bristol. I don't know, a couple guys in front of us got squirrely, and we all started checking up. And you got the rule of 5 here at Bristol. Yeah, I don't know, can't see who it is, but you got the rule of 5. The 5th car back usually gets turned around. Unfortunately, there was probably 4 of us in this one, but there's nothing I can do. I got run into from behind. I saw it happening. Yeah, it looks like Casey got me from behind there, but just one of those deals at Bristol, nothing you can do about it. It's a shame for National Guard and his crew. We had a really good car. We were 13th in happy hour, really good on old tires. Everything you need at Bristol to run up front. Unfortunately, now we're behind the wall, National Guard forward.
Spectacular wreck last week, early wreck this week. Dave?
30 car of Steve Park thought they could go ahead and fix the toe, get it back out there. He realized they couldn't. They're going to have to replace, among other things, a left side tie rod and a center link. Those are suspension parts. Steve's going to be in here a while. Alan?
All right, Dave, thanks. 1 to go here is the signal. They'll go back under green next time. Here's our NASCAR Busch Series update. Michael Waltrip with a little bump and run move on Ron Hornaday last night to take a win here at Bristol. Championship, Scott Riggs opening up a little bit of a lead on David Green. They run at Darlington this Saturday. NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series update. Travis Kvapil passed Kevin Harvick when Harvick blew a right front tire, leading, coming to the white flag here Wednesday night. Kvapil with his first win of the season and holding on to a very slim lead in the Truck Series championship standings. They're up again at Richmond 1 week from Thursday night, and we're coming to the green flag. Jeff Gordon, the 17th race at Bristol that he's led in 22 career starts.
And BP, here's where the guys in the back got to really stay on their toes, because now they're all strung out. They're getting the green here on the start-finish line, and there's guys still on the backstretch. So
yeah, that's right. They're 43 long now, not 22 rows.
You know, Robbie Loomis told me this afternoon this was a situation he was hoping for. He hoped to get an early caution, get the field lined up single file for a restart, so they could try and put a bunch of guys a lap down early. There's fewer people you have to race with for the win later.
It's working perfectly so far. I was surprised during that caution flag. I did not see a lot of those guys that threw the field go in and make any adjustments, but maybe 5, 6 laps was not enough to really find out what the car was going to do.
Yeah, I don't think they even had their pressures built up yet in those 4 or 5 laps that they had. So probably would really be second-guessing themselves on what the chassis is doing without having the tire pressures up yet.
Only guys that pitted under the caution were the guys who got some damage in the accident. Christian Fittipaldi, Casey Mears, pitted Kyle Petty and Todd Bodine are behind the wall, as is Steve Park. Michael Waltrip, Kurt Busch, 15 and 97. That's the race for 4th and 5th. With lots of company from behind. Ryan Newman and Ricky Rudd and Dale Earnhardt Jr. all stacked up tightly there together.
You cannot make a mistake when you're driving on this place. I mean, you are looking at the car ahead of you, and you have to be perfect, because if you make one slip, especially this time of the race, when everybody is nose to tail, and you slide up the racetrack, you're going to lose a lot of spots.
There's going to come a point in the night where the lane will widen out a little bit. Unlike a lot of tracks where you'll see guys running the higher lane, searching for better handling, you just won't see that here.
No, what you'll see is you'll see guys kind of diamond the racetrack. They'll go in the corner right here, then you'll see them slide up the racetrack. They'll let the car take a bite, then they get on the gas and they drive back down the racetrack. So you're not going to see, like you say, Ellen, you're not going to see guys running that high line up along the wall like you see at Michigan or places like that.
Talked about Kyle Petty being behind the wall, Dave.
Yeah, and he has worse damage than Steve Park. Right now they're trying to loosen up that left front suspension area. That whole wheel assembly and spindle got jammed up in there, and they're trying to be careful because that spring is now loaded in there.
Yeah, so it break the thing loose and...
That'd be a surprise.
Yeah, yikes.
Like Jack in the Box.
Yeah.
God, it's nothing the driver hates work to have to come back on any racetrack, but especially this place, with a tore-up race car and just try to drive around and make up for some points.
Jeff Gordon and Mark Martin have sailed away from the pack for now. This is the race for 3rd on back.
I can't really tell who's holding who up in this group. Ricky Rudd just was trying to make a move on Ryan Newman in the 12 car, so obviously his car a little bit faster, but is Michael the guy holding him up? Is Kurt Busch? Is it Ryan?
Might just be that Jeff Gordon and Mark Martin are that much faster.
It could be all these cars are running exactly the same speed, and you're right, those guys are driving away.
But it's not going to be long before Gordon catches the tail end of the field, and then these guys are going to be right back up on his bumper.
Oh, that Nemechek got way out of the groove over there in turn 1. And Jeff Gordon is, I mean, he's gaining some ground here on Tony Race, who started 12th. So Tony went from 12th to dead last in 24 laps.
And Tony can't keep his car at the bottom of the racetrack in the corners, and they were freight traded under him like we were talking earlier. Yeah. So when Jeff Gordon gets to him, he'll have that inside lane open to try and duck in. Checking back again, there was Mark Martin, and now that race for 3rd.
Yeah, Michael's giving a lot of pressure to Skinner right here.
Great qualifying run for Mike Skinner. I mean, they were 42nd in practice and came out and put the 01 car in 4th on the grid.
Well, Junior was trying to get on the inside of Ricky Rudd off turn 4, could not quite make it.
And a lot of times what you'll do here is you'll pull down into the left lane and let the guy think that you're there. And if he hesitates just a little bit, then you fill that hole. And that's what a lot of times you see a lot of cars pull out and hoping the driver in front of you will just hesitate that second.
Ted Musgrave subbing for Jimmy Spencer in the 7, getting the Bristol shuffle. Got nudged up into that outside lane, and about 4 of them went by him. Musgrave now back to 13th spot before he gets back in line. So Jeff Gordon closing in on the tail end of the field is starting to put some cars a lap down. He's led all 29 laps that have been completed so far in the Sharpie 500 at Bristol.
Why is Varathane Canada's #1 wood finish? Diamond hard protection, brilliant clarity, and a finish that exceeds your expectations. Varathane, diamond hard, clear, and beautiful.
Wanna shake up your decor? Then choose Colors by Varathane. Because what makes a paint great is its colors. Colors by Varathane.
The Hockey Hall of Fame! So much fun! You won't know what hits you!
You've got to own the Lord of the Rings, the Two Towers. I'd love to visit Middle-earth.
Gandalf, Frodo, Sam.
The Ents, the walking trees.
It's kind of weird to actually see them.
How's it going?
What are you doing? The orcs, those guys are just beasts. I'd like to meet Gimli. Gimli's grumpy.
Kind of like you.
Yeah. Lord of the Rings, the Two Towers.
Available Tuesday, August 26th on DVD and video. Get the Two Towers at a great price.
The more action, the better.
I wish I could be in this movie.
I'd let him do the stuntman because I'm better looking.
Bristol Motor Speedway, they call it Thunder Valley in Tennessee. The Sharpie 500 playing tonight before another sellout crowd of 164,000. Nothing's changed on the leaderboard. Jeff Gordon, Mark Martin, Mike Skinner still holding down the top 3 positions. Robbie Gordon started 22nd tonight. Folks at Sharpie brought in 10 fans from around the country, and one of them was selected as the finalist in this contest, and BP helped pair her up with Robbie Gordon.
I actually do Cindy's name out of a bag, and so if Robbie Gordon wins the race tonight, Cindy Maxwell will win $1 million. And I will get, thank you, BP.
That's it?
That's it.
Come on. I guarantee it should give you a little bit more than that.
No.
So we'll see how Robbie Gordon makes out tonight. Right now he's running back in 18th place. Jeff Gordon about to catch the tail end of the field. Joe Nemechek in 36th place is the last car on the lead lap. Larry Foyt, Casey Mears, and Tony Raines have just been overtaken by the leader. How about Rusty Wallace? 9-time Bristol winner. He's kind of struggling a little bit right now. He's back in 16th place. Started 20th. He hasn't moved up very far.
But right now, just good, clean racetrack. About where you want to be, isn't it, Bill?
Yeah, not typical Rusty here at Bristol, Benny. Normally you expect to see him just steamrolling his way to the front, but the car is loose up off. Watch for these guys to try and use some pit strategy tonight. Not that anybody else isn't, but watch for them to try and use their pit work to get Rusty the advantage on pit road. 85 races since he's been to victory lane. 9 times he's won here. Would like to make it 10 tonight.
And the paint job a little bit different on Rusty's car tonight. This is the opening race of that Winston Victory Lap program you may have heard or read about, saluting past Winston Cup champions during R.J. Reynolds' reign as sponsor of the sport. Rusty tonight saluting the late Alan Kulwicki, the 1992 champion, lost his life in a plane crash on the way to the spring 93 race here at Bristol. Rusty said he'd like nothing better tonight than to win the race, spin around and do the old Kulwicki Polish Victory Lap in Alan's memory here tonight.
See, Earnhardt Jr. going by Ryan Newman. Here comes Matt Kenseth. Battle for 7th, 8th, and 9th. And Ricky Craven trying to follow these guys doing their tide ride.
After Ryan, the lack of luck or success he's had here at Bristol, he just wants these guys to pass him without getting bumped and spun around. Backing into the fence. Shoveling it up behind him. Jimmy Johnson trying to move through. Now Kenny Wallace up out of the bottom lane. 23 car.
Well, and you can see when you're up in the bottom lane, there just isn't a grip up there. very hard to hold your position.